Hey guys, what's up? It's Mentality, and it's a pretty big day. The man Mortdog just dropped the patch 10.25 rundown. So we're just going to check it out. We're going to look at some predictions, maybe what I think the meta is going to be, see my opinions on the changes. And yeah, this patch is pretty important because it's coming out in about 10 days on the December 16th. And it is the last patch of 2020. So this is what we're going to be playing all throughout Christmas, whatever, all the way until 2021. So starting off with system changes. Also, I have not looked at this patch. This is a live reaction. I don't. So if I get something wrong or my predictions are off from what actually happens, then yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. So base odds level 7. 3% likely to get a 1 cost and 2% likely to get a 4 cost. I think this is actually a pretty big change, because they did change the roll odds on level 7, which really messed up the whole, or not messed up, but adjusted the whole game last patch. So I think that extra 2% to get a 4 cost on level 7 could help you just find more direction in your gameplay, because right now it kind of feels like if you're not strong enough to go level 8, you have to roll on level 7, and you're probably not going to hit anything amazing, but you still have to do it, right, to keep your HP. So you're basically relying a lot on luck, and it could feel bad to play flexibly, but this extra 2% could really boost you up and give you that higher chance of actually hitting a pair of a 4 cost or a better chosen, something like that. Or the chosen odds aren't the same, but you know what I mean, like just find more direction on level 7 and help you make that level 8 and actually get to the late game. And then if your bench is full, the extra champion will be sold automatically at the start of planning. Got it. So this is just a quality of life change. Most people don't have an issue with this, but it could help a lot for new players, just to help them out. Not a big change, but still good, convenient. Traits, okay. Divine, 50 to 45% reduction and bonus true damage. So this is a good change. It's a 5% change. I don't see this like killing Divine or anything, especially if the units aren't nerfed. We'll see if they're nerfed as well, but this is not a giant change. Elderwood, 15, 25, 40 to 20, 30, 40. So Elderwood, 3 Elder and 6 Elder are actually quite a bit better, because think about the fact that it's a 5 MR or 5 armor slash MR buff, right? But these stack. Alright, I don't remember how many times Elder stacks, but it stacks I think 5 times, something like that. But it's not just a 5 increase, it's a stacking 5 increase. So it is pretty significant. I think Elder Ashe could maybe see a resurgence with this, especially because Set is better than it was before. So yeah, this is interesting. And then mage buffs, 6 mage buff. So this is the 10% spell power buff on 6 mage, which is good, but people don't really play for these reroll Twisted Fate, reroll Annie comps anymore. Maybe it could be a thing. It's not. It still feels niche either way, but it is a slight little buff, so that will be a bit stronger. Maybe Mage Ahri as well could be strong. And then Vanguards. Let's see Vanguards. So they buffed 4 Vanguard, 6 Vanguard, and 8 Vanguard. Maybe a buff to Mage and a buff to Vanguard could mean they're trying to push up Ahri a little bit, which does make sense because Ahri's not the strongest champion right now. Oh, they actually buffed 2 Vanguard as well. So the Vanguard opener is definitely stronger. That's actually a big buff. 20 armor. Vanguard opener is good. This does buff any comp with like a Vanguard frontline. So any like Vanguard Ahri or Vanguard sharpshooters, comps like that. And then I don't really think the 6 or 8 Vanguard buffs really matter because nobody plays those, but maybe we'll see it. I don't know if you get Vanguard spatulas. Vanguard buff feels pretty significant in the early game because people do play 2 and 4 Vanguard a lot, but anything above that we're gonna have to see. It doesn't seem that important to me. 1 cost balance. Okay, so Diana nerf, barely. Diana 4, she gets 1 less orb, and this is a nerf, but I'm not really convinced it's important actually. I don't really think this does anything, to be honest. Diana did see like a little bit of a decrease in power in this most recent patch. She's not as much like a top 2 comp, like guaranteed anymore. You can definitely win games with her, but I think she's definitely more of a 4th place, 3rd place comp. And this is a slight nerf, so maybe this hits her a bit, but at the same time, it's only 1 orb. I don't know how much 1 orb does, you know? And then Lissandra, 450. Lissandra 3 is nerfed, and Lissandra 4 is nerfed. So I guess they found it necessary to nerf the Lissandra reroll comps. I didn't really feel it very much, but yeah, I don't know. It's a 50 damage change. It's probably, maybe you don't want to do carry Lissandra anymore, but it still seems fine, especially because it applies Dazzler buff. And then Wukong, spell AD ratio. So Wukong's actually pretty buffed. 250. Yeah, Wukong is definitely buffed, especially at 1 star and all the stars, but 1 star is a 25% AD ratio change. So I don't know. Maybe because Wukong doesn't really see play in divine comps right now. Maybe they're trying to revive the reroll Bonky Kong comps, because they did buff Vanguards, they did buff Wukong. It's definitely interesting. We're gonna have to see where this goes, because the thing is, you could reroll Wukong, but then why wouldn't you just put those items on Warwick, right? And then Fiora buffed for sure. Higher spell damage. I mean, this is probably the worst 1 cost in the game, right? So they probably should buff it. Higher spell damage. Okay, cast faster. Maybe we'll see some rerolls with that. Fiora 3, I don't know. I feel like it's not going to be a thing, but they did buffer, so we'll have to see. And then Maokai, armor and magic resist buffed. Wow. Maokai already has a really good ability for early game, so this is definitely going to be a stronger unit. Seems like all the early game frontline is buffed. Vanguard and Brawlers are buffed. Let's move on to 2 costs. Aphelios 40 to 55 or 50 to 45 AD. I had been seeing Aphelios in my games, in like higher elo games that I've been in, and it is pretty good. I actually have seen it top 4 every single time. So 5 AD nerf is interesting. Fixed a bug that prevented Aphelios turrets. Oh wow. So apparently his turrets were not using Hunter this whole time. So that's actually, I'm pretty sure this is still a buff, even though they took away his AD. That's crazy. Jarvan 50 to 80 mana to 50 out of 100. I'm pretty sure this is just reverting the Jarvan changes they did in the last patch, which I'm down with. I mean, Jarvan was kind of obnoxious, the way he would knock up and move around the entire map. I did not like it that much. And then Vi, 0 out of 50 mana, and her armor pen is nerfed. So Jarvan and Vi are like 2 Warlord champs that they are nerfing here, so I feel like this is pretty targeted at Warlord comp. And then Hecarim is buffed. I think Chosen Hecarim could be a little bit better with this. With a 10 less mana, he's going to cast faster for sure. And then Sylas, 1 star, 2 stars the same, 3 star plus 100 spell damage, 4 star plus. So this is like a decent, actually 5 Moonlight buff. Looking at it, I'm down with that. Nobody really plays that comp, but maybe they're trying to see it more. 3 costs. Evelynn, nerf on her execute damage, I think. Yeah, and then increase on her spell damage by a little bit. So I mean, this is not that important. Evelynn's kind of just an item holder, and she's used her for Shade and Zed comp. She's not the best unit ever, but she is useful from time to time. I think the 2-star Evelynn buff could spell damage buff could be a good change. I don't think this is that impactful though. Lux, mana to AP Chosen stat. Okay, this is a big change, because nobody would buy Chosen Lux because of her mana, because she would cast before the divine proc instead of on the divine proc. Now she's gonna cast on the divine proc with that boosted AP. So I think Lux Chosen definitely definitely benefits from this. If you're on level 7 and you hit that Lux Chosen and you have like a Warwick, you're trying to end up on divines, this feels probably really good, because this can probably carry you to level 8. I don't know how much the Chosen stat AP stat is going to increase on Chosen, but I like this change. And then Yuumi buff. I don't know how I feel about Yuumi buff. I don't think she's that obnoxious right now, but She definitely fits in some comps, right? Like Spirit Zed, Spirit Aphelios. Maybe we're going to see some resurgence of that Yuumi can be more of a frontline, because tank items on Yuumi is actually a really good tech. So, yeah, this is an interesting change. 600 to 650 HP. We're going to have to see what that does. And then Kalista attack speed reduced. Fixed issues that cause Kalista to execute too early or too late, including shields, DR, and damage. Okay, so they fixed some bugs with Kalista, but her attack speed is reduced. Maybe because they thought fixing the bugs would make her too strong or something. But maybe, I think this is actually a buff. I think Kalista's probably stronger because you can use more items on her. You can probably use Giant Slayer and things like that. So, yeah, Kalista seems buffed. Jin Zhao, also buffed. Again. So, I don't know, they're really trying to push these other duelist carries, right? Because right now, duelist is kind of like Yasuo and Jax, and then late game Lee Sin and Yone. But maybe Kalista reroll, maybe we see a Jin Zhao reroll come out of this. I'm down to play it. I think duelist is really fun comp, but so more carry units would be fun, just to have different variations there. And then moving on to 4 costs. Talon buffed, 50 HP, and then 40. So they buffing his spell ratios and his 50 HP, but he's still gonna struggle to reset. He's not gonna like instantly reset like he used to, right? They're still keeping that change. So this feels a bit stronger. Maybe Chosen Talon can get played. Maybe some sort of 6 Enlightened, so he builds mana quickly, but I don't know. I feel like the biggest problem with Talon right now is he can't really reset well at all. So this buff, I don't think he's gonna be meta. I still don't think he's gonna be meta. Warwick, 50, 5200 to 40, 4200. So Warwick 1 cost and 2 cost are nerfed, and they're healing by 10%, which is a nerf. Don't get me wrong. I think this is a nerf, but Warwick is still gonna be good, right? They're not changing his damage, only his lifesteal. And he's still going to buff all his teammates' attack speed. So I think with the perfect items, Warwick is still going to be a good comp. I might be wrong though. That's just my take on it. Especially if they fixed his Hunter bug. Let's see if they fixed it later on. 5 cost balance. 25 damage off of Kayn 1 cost and 2 cost. Which is good. But is it enough? I don't know, man. I still think Kayn is really good, actually. And then Set Showstopper will no longer fail if something happens to Set's target. Steal will steal deal. Wait, now it will steal deal. Still deal AoE secondary damage, but primary target will continue to be unaffected. Okay, so I guess this just fix the cancel where like Sets a body slam would cancel. Now he's still gonna body slam even if he hits nothing, but he's still gonna do the AoE damage. So that's a good change for Set, because it would feel really bad to be playing Set and he just gets canceled on, right? Item changes. Last Whisper buff, probably in response to Vanguards being buffed, which I'm down with, I guess. So I guess maybe IE Last Whisper could become more of a Set if you're playing like Ashe and Jhin, but those were already amazing items. So I'm sure IE Last Whisper is going to come through a little bit more. And looks like this is the last thing. Bug fixes. Reset zoom level to default. That's quality of life. Galio bugs. Okay, Galio can't get buffed by items on accident anymore. Good for that. Lissandra, visual change. Runaan's. Okay, Runaan's bug change that I didn't even know existed. Holy shit. So this is a buff, because think about all things that are using Runaan's. Zed is using Runaan's. Warwick is using Runaan's. Ashe can somewhat use Runaan's. Kalista can use Runaan's. Vayne carry uses Runaan's, right? So I didn't even know this was a change. And so that's good for those comps. Fix the bug. Okay, so they fixed the Kalista bug. So Kalista's like attack speed nerf, bugs changed, good and bad bugs. So I don't know. Kalista seems like she could be really good or really bad. I'm not sure yet. And then, okay, fixed the Warwick proc Hunter bug. So this immediately makes Warwick plus Ashe so much better. And then Warwick not triggering on hit effects like Rage Blade and Shivs on Hunter attacks. Okay, so that seems like the wrap up of the patch. Going into it, let's look at it again. Hold on. Going into it, no Zed changes. Interesting. They did just nerf Zed in the B patch, and then no Ninja changes. So it seems like they think Ninja Zed is a fine comp right now, and not to worry about it. Really interesting. And then no Dusk changes or Riven changes. And then Warwick, slight healing nerf, and Divine got nerfed, but it still seems good to me. Like, I'm almost 100% sure the meta is going to be almost the same with some changes. A little bit. Maybe we'll see like some sort of Moonlight comp or like Aphelios comp come through. But yeah, it's going to do it for my rundown. I really don't think this change is going to be too significant. Certain things kind of matter. But we'll see if there's any type of a Vanguard comp or Mage comp that comes out of this. But I do think Elderwood Ashe, definitely better. Warwick, borderline better. I mean, you could run it better with Ashe, right? And you don't need to worry about the Hunter bug. So I think the 5% Divine and the healing on Warwick does matter, though. He's not going to be as tanky. Really interesting patch. We're going to have to see how this plays out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Check out my stream. Leave a subscribe and a like on this video. That would be dope. Check out my stream. It's all down in this description. Follow me on Twitter if you want. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.